What we have in our culture is a lot of selfishness, and it's manifests itself in this trend called living alone, living together alone, which I don't even understand. Like, what? How can you be alone and together? You're not. That's like grape nuts. No grapes, no nuts. That's like Christian Science. No Christians, no science. You can't be alone and together. That doesn't make any sense to me. But it's couples that have decided, you live in your house, I'll live in my house, you have your schedule, I have my schedule, you make your money, I make my money. We're not divorced, we just live apart and we're still married, and we see one another whenever it's convenient.
Now, what didn't make any sense to me is no grapes, no nuts. I don't really get it. And no Christians, no science. But anyway, what's up, family? It's a brand new year, and I'm happy to start the year off with you guys. I'm Bree Renee, straight from the A, and that video you just saw is what folks like to call living apart together. Now, on tonight's show, we're going to get into the pros and the cons of where partners live in separate homes and why it's on the rise. And y'all tell me, I don't know, is this the secret to a successful marriage? You don't want to miss it. We're getting into it right here on Truth Talks.
All right, Truth Tellers, welcome to the show. It's our first show in 2025. Merry New Year! Merry New Year!
Happy New Year.
How's it feel, Willie?
Man, I'm so glad 2025 is here. I'm so grateful that 2024 was successful, but we're going up in 2025.
Oh,
flat out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Listen, y'all. Remember I told y'all 2025. I'm in my choosing stage. So this is the year I'm choosing my husband. Be quiet, Ryan, and hopefully have my kids be pregnant by the beginning of 2026. So anyways, I'm in my choosing stage, so I'm excited for 2025 because it's baby making season, it's husband choosing season, and I'm excited and ready.
Oh, well, keep that baby making it over there, okay? All I want to say is 2024 I was on Jesus' toughest soldiers list, and 2025, I just want to be on the list of abundance and blessings,
Hey,
okay?
there you go. Okay, tonight we'll get into Mariah Carey's Living Apart Together a little later. But first, Bree, tell us what's popping in the entertainment world.
You know we got to get into the trending truth. So it's a new year, and rapper Trina is protecting her peace in 2025. She posted on her Instagram story, "All access to me is denied. That goes for friends and family. I wish y'all well, but please stay the F away from me. Far, far away. I pray y'all heal. Just don't let the necessary occur." Now, y'all know she's newly married, but who pissed her off? And what are y'all thoughts about cutting people off in the new year?
Trina not only watches our show, but she loves our show. So shout out to Trina.
Shout out to Trina.
Just what I do know is that something happened while they were filming in another country. Unfortunately, I can't say all of it on Truth Talk. Sorry, y'all.
But y'all got an exclusive.
But it happened. But it got an exclusive. Whatever happened was so big because Ray was inflamed, Trina was inflamed. I mean, listen, if something happens where it rubs you the wrong way and she needs to set a strong boundary, I support this on setting a strong boundary.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like, Trina's never been a person to keep it quiet. She's a straight shooter, and I do appreciate that for her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people talk about people being in your lives for seasons, and I think 2025 is the ultimate example of that. I mean, by now, if you hadn't heard from somebody, then you're probably not going to hear from them. And right now, relationships are transactional. I think a lot of people need to realize that in 2025, I'll hear from somebody and I heard from them since the last time they needed something. So I'm always like, oh, good to hear from you. And then they go, what do you mean? I'm like, because I know that you want something. I actually have people in my phone based on what they want. She don't want ish. He don't want ish. Always begging, gone with that foolishness, and get off my line.
So
in my phone.
Which one am I, Ryan?
She ain't gonna do
Casual
it.
sex in 2025.
Yes, there we go. Yes. But I will say, maybe not in Trina's case, but whenever people go to social media to make these grand posts about what they're doing, I really feel like it's a cry for help. Like, you really don't want people to leave you alone. You really want people to reach out and check on you. No. So that's what I got from it. But if you have to set these boundaries, I feel like you should be able to set them in person with the people instead of social media, because your followers didn't do it.
Whatever boundary you got to take, social media is becoming the norm, and thanks to you, you said oversharing is okay.
It is.
Well,
sometimes.
she overshared. Quick question. Have y'all heard about Veganuary?
It gotta be Veganuary. It can't be Veganuary, like January.
Veganuary.
It's kind of like January.
Yeah, Veganuary.
And it's a challenge that has proven to help people lose a lot of weight. It's a way to make people say no to meat for a month and eat a lot of plant-based milks, meats, and cheeses. The vegan diet could save you about $650 per year on food costs. Mainly attributable to saving on that meat, because that meat done got high. Research reported in 2024 that meat went up. And the question is, with all of us on this health journey, are we getting rid of meat?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on.
Which meat? You trying to
She
get
just
rid
got
of?
to talk about that. That's her resolution, to get more meat in her life.
Well,
When
pause.
You, Willie, when you said meat is getting high, baby, I just thought like.
This is her choosing season, and it seems like she is definitely ready.
She's getting double
But
servings of meat.
what I want to say is, Willie, if the meat is getting high in my choosing season, I don't know what kind
You
of
can
meat
afford
I'm
it.
gonna be.
Are we trying this Veganuary?
Well, I
Veganuary?
already don't eat red meat. So for
Oh,
me,
you don't?
I don't eat no red meat at all. Not because of like health. I don't.
Right.
I don't crave it, and so I just don't eat it. And this may be TMI. The only time I crave red meat, and it's a burger from McDonald's, literally is one day before my menstrual starts. I swear. And I go get my little red meat, and after that, I don't crave it no more.
Well, what about dairy? Because Veganuary does cover the cheeses and the milk as well.
And I don't crave cheese organically, and I only drink almond milk. So I didn't set this up, I promise, for health issues. It just happened to happen like this, where as a kid, I just was like, I don't like
And
it.
that's different because you Hispanic and you know they
Girl,
put
we-
cheese on
we eat-
everything.
Baby, we eat
So
that
I ain't
carne
never heard of
asada.
vegan
We all put
Hispanic.
cheese
And
on
we eat that
everything.
carne asada. We're big on carne asada and carnitas. Don't play with me.
Carnitas.
Carnitas,
Okay.
baby.
But I can't do Veganuary. I'm already lactose, so I normally choose the vegan dairy and vegan milk options. But last time I did no meat, honey, I gained 15 pounds. I can't do it. I need my
That is so
protein,
true.
okay? My trainer already said you're not eating enough meat, so I'm going to double up on the meat.
Double up on the meat.
Y'all need some meat in y'all
It's-
lives,
Me too. Me too. I want to double up on the meat.
See, like it's the Meat 2 season. It seems like celebrities are getting exposed more and more lately. And last year, Katt Williams shared a lot of celebrity secrets. So let's talk about our celebrity predictions for this year. You go first, Bree.
I predict, y'all, that my girl Glorilla is gonna win some Grammys this year at the Grammys. I feel like they're gonna give it to her because she been coming with hit after hit after hit. So I think she gonna do her big one. And I kind of predict that Beyonce is gonna drop that rock album this year as well, because you know she can't let a
Wait,
year
back
go
to
by.
glow. Back to glow. Let her cook.
Let her cook.
Let her
Let her
cook,
cook.
baby. Y'all know that's my intro when I come. Let her cook.
Let her
Glow.
cook.
Come
I
on,
think she
Glow.
definitely gonna cook up at the Grammy season. So we'll see next month. What you think, Willie?
So I predict Denzel Washington. I just seen his son in a real awesome movie. I think with the success
Shout
of
out to John
LeBron
David.
and Bronny, I think he's gonna find a way to really make that like some father-son same movie. Because watching LeBron and Bronny, I think every father who has somebody in the league that they're
Right.
in is that they're gonna put that light on.
Well,
and I'm happy to
they
see it.
already did that with the
Yeah.
piano lesson. You think they're gonna continue to do
I
more
think they'll
projects?
continue to do it because when I seen Piano Lesson, I seen how good he was. I want to see them. I don't know. I want to see them Bronny LeBron it this year.
Okay.
Like just Bronny LeBron that thing.
You
Like
heard
in-
that,
like in
John
the
David.
same movie?
Same movie, same production company, really take over. Like he's one of the trusted guns in Hollywood.
And
Right.
Malcolm, his other son, I think wrote or directed
Yeah,
or
he's a director.
directed that movie
Yeah.
as well. So maybe it could be.
So Deion Sanders, Denzel Washington,
Shador,
and Shador,
yeah.
all of
That's
them, they
why
got
I
that
said
thing
y'all
going.
don't tell us that black men ain't fathers.
Amen.
Take
Right.
that narrative and bring it somewhere else because the black community don't believe that because
Yeah.
that's not facts.
we doing it.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. So Ryan, what are your predictions?
I'm going sports. I'm gonna think it'll be Detroit and Kansas City in the big game.
I'm so
Hold on,
sick
wait a
of the
minute, hold
Chiefs,
on.
man.
Wait a minute, hold on.
So sick of
Wait a
seeing the
minute.
Chiefs.
No. Gang, you gonna say Detroit when the Eagles are the number one team
Nah,
in the
Detroit
NFC
balling
East?
this year though.
First,
Detroit
gonna find a
balling.
way to
First
lose.
of all,
Balling.
Eagles is the number one in the NFC, period. We
Yeah.
have the number one Saquon running back. We have the number one quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Don't play. And then second to that quarterback is the Ravens, and we already whooped their tail. We drugged them.
Listen,
Wait,
listen,
it can't
listen,
be the
listen,
Eagles
Linda,
in the
listen,
line?
Linda.
Hold on, Bree, let him come with
Every
it.
year the Eagles do all this and they wet the bed. Every year. And y'all sit around and y'all jump around and then y'all
We
sit
jump around.
and say, next
Say
year.
bird game.
I think Detroit got the narrative. They've been losing for so long and they got a really good team. And unfortunately, man, Kansas City, they continue to learn how to win. This may be
sick of them.
I know.
Casey
we
does.
hate it, but like I saw somebody
Casey
say one time, if you
does.
don't like it, stop it.
Can the Lions and the Eagles both go?
Girl,
No.
Oh.
The Eagles are going to
Something
take them
different.
out. We're going to be in New Orleans. So, Bree, I got a ticket for you. Come
Okay,
on, boo.
all right, you
Let's
got a
go,
ticket,
honey.
I'm riding.
We got you. You're going to put that Eagles jersey on. Yeah.
All right, so what's your prediction?
I predict that, y'all know I'm a K-Dot fan, but I predict that Drake is going to do what he's doing now, which I think is smart. Sit this out, let K-Dot tee himself up. And then I believe Drake is going to come with a fire album. I just don't see Drake just tucking his tail forever. I don't
But
see
Dr.
that.
B, I think that he would come with a great album, but how is he going to do that with suing these labels? You think the
I think he
labels
gonna
going you think he
I
going
think
to
I'll
win?
get $2 billion and they're gonna be like, man,
Come on, Willie.
I should have sued 4 years ago.
Right.
You know what? Sometimes you get on my nerves, but this one time you hit the nerve that I agree with you on.
Of course, you see, it's a kinder, gentler Truth Talks panel with all of these ludicrous predictions. None of this stuff is going to come true except what I said, okay? So up next, we're going to do some politicking, so keep it right here.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Well, Donald Trump's inauguration on January the 20th coincidentally falls on the federal holiday honoring none other than Martin Luther King Jr. King's daughter, Dr. Bernice King, said while there is a sharp contrast between her father and Trump, she's glad the two events are on the same day.
Now, in a public statement, Dr. Bernice King went on to say, it's an important reminder of the values my father stood for. Unity, equality, and nonviolence, and that it's a call to uphold these enduring values in our leadership and governance. Now, Trump has vowed to attack our civil rights his second term in office. So what do you think of the timing of this inauguration with MLK Day?
I think it's so systemically sarcastic. I'm sorry. Trump is so passive aggressive. It's like 1 minute, black people, I'm telling you, you built this country, and then the other minute, it's we gonna have it on MLK. Let him have that holiday to himself. Let me respect that.
Yeah, I was really surprised to hear Bernice King make this statement because it's like, have you not heard that he doesn't stand for any of those things that you just named? Like, he's totally against civil rights. He's totally against unity at all. Like, it just is weird to me. I was like, I'd rather her not had said anything at all.
But I think what she was saying was that this is the time for us black people to be in her father's spirit. That's the message I picked up was, listen, y'all, we know it's not right. We know what's going on, but let's be in my father's spirit and, you know, kind of look at it from a place
I
of
actually
justice.
feel like this is the day that we need to bring up some of that Malcolm X in us.
Hey.
No, I will say this. When Dr. Bernice said that statement, it kind of made me halt, because if you feel that this is okay and this is your father, I think that she gave peace to it, because I was like, man, he's really gonna milk this. Man, I just hope Trump don't make a mockery of something that is so precious and great.
Yeah, Hope ain't gonna do it. He gonna do it anyway.
But here's the issue with Trump is that he does not stick to prompter. And he likes to freestyle. I mean, the last time he was in office, he kind of listened to his advisors. His speeches have gone from, being very short to very long, sometimes averaging, 90 minutes to close to 2 hours. When he gets up there to take that inauguration and he says that speech, man, we're gonna be held hostage. Because he's going to be going off, and he's going to be going off script and saying whatever. And I think he's definitely going to say something that is going to make all the papers, because it's going to be so out to the left and so crazy that people are going to be like, did he just say that?
But what if he just says, look, in light of, in respect of MLK, since it's on his day.
Reparations?
That would be funny, but that's what I was going to say. I only say that because Trump is so unpredictable and crazy that he's bound to do anything against or not against what he believes.
It's going to be nice nasty. I think he's going to do something to honor it, but then he's going to find a way to squander it.
It's going to be them backhanded comments. Like you said, nice nasty. You saying something in a way, but you really mean something else by it. You being shady. Okay?
My mama 83.
He is a reality star at that.
Yeah, Mama 83, she said, I can't wait till him to get in there. He keep me laughing every day. He going to say something stupid.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I've been to an inauguration. I mean, I was there I covered it for the radio station when Obama was there.
Wow.
And we had to get there like 4 o'clock in the morning, had to check in all our gear, and it was so cold. I still get frostbite if the temperature goes below 40 degrees because, man, it is such a pomp and circumstance event. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think all depends on how the weather's gonna be, because, in Washington, D.C., it could be brick cold on that day.
Yeah. The inauguration coinciding with Martin Luther King Day is a message for us to go out and move like they move and be energized. We took a few months to recharge, and now, family, we got to make sure that we have our ducks in a row. There's a lot of things that's going to come against us, and I think we talk about it all the time on this show, just to make sure that we are organized at our local communities to make sure that we can combat and somewhat, as Chuck D would say, fight the power if need be, right?
We already know his plan of action. We know it's going to end up being even more than what we know. I think we need to focus on, again, what do we do to make this work for us? How do we monetize from this? How do we mobilize from this? And what does it look like for us to get out of division because a house divided can't stand? How do we mobilize us? How does it work for us? We can't do anything outside of that. So let's work on the things we can change and penetrate that.
Well, one of the things that people aren't talking about, and I wish we had Mark Lamont Hill on to talk about it, is that President Obama deported 5 million people in both terms. And I think the reason that Donald Trump is standing on this is because he promised that in his first term and he didn't do it. And that's why they're holding his feet to the fire, because they said, you told us you're going to get all these people out of here. But the actual fact checking showed that Obama, deported 5 million people while President Trump only deported 2 million. And that's why he's like day one, because they are on his ass about what he didn't do the last time. All right. So up next, we explain the new trend of living apart together. You don't want to miss this on Truth Talks.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
I just read this Instagram post. It's like, let's normalize living in separate homes. Living together is for marriage. Let's normalize doing whatever the works best for you. Do that. If people want to move in together before they're married, if that's what works best for them, let them do it. Let's normalize that because it works best for them. If people, can't afford a $200, $300 date and they want to go on a $50 one, let them do that because that's what works best for them. Y'all keep trying to make one shoe fit 1,000 people. I think that's the main issue I have with the podcast and the think pieces. We're all different. We are all different. And that is okay. We're all set up different. We all operate differently. We all like things to be a certain way. That's okay. Let's normalize that. Stop trying to make everybody fit into one puzzle. It's okay that we're different. You know that, right? We're human.
Welcome back to True Talks. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, almost 4 million Americans live separately from their spouses, also known as living apart together. Celebrity couples like Sheryl Lee Ralph and her husband Vincent Hughes tied the knot 2 decades ago and still do not share a residence.
Now, boundaries are good for couples, and separate living arrangements give you space and freedom. Sometimes you can be great lovers, but terrible roommates. Surveys show that couples living together argue about things like who pays the bills, who cooks, who's in charge of the kids. It can be a power struggle. We live in times where you want to come home to peace. And if she or he is not your peace, you might just need your own space, if that's what they say, versus a man cave. Ryan, in your life, you have had a few opportunities to have a man cave and a place of peace. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what happened with you and maybe your first marriage.
Listen, man, I love the way that people like to put numbers in it and say us it's 4 million, but still 250 million people who think that's some BS. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, come on. There is nothing better than being in the bed. Sometimes I'll be in the bed and I'll be all cuddled up and I'll be all, I'm like, wait a minute.
You be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Wait a minute, woman. I'm trying to reenact this thing. I got a whole damn wife over here.
Come on, Ryan.
And I ain't got to be like, yo, let me get my freaking flower miles together. Let me go and visit you.
Come on.
I think, Whoopi Goldberg said she would never get married again because she didn't like sharing her house. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't mind space. Space is cool.
Well, yourself.
Working through selfishness. But when I get in the bed, I like to have something like, especially during that winter time, it's the beginning of the year, it's chilly everywhere. Come on. You gotta be able to do that. I didn't when I was married, I didn't care what we had went through. We understood like how we were gonna go to bed, what we supposed to do. I think it's ludicrous. It leaves too much room for error, in my opinion.
My question is, if we marry and you live in a separate house, do I gotta pay my own bills? Because if I got to pay my own bills, I might as well not be married.
Baby, I'm not paying any bills. But to y'all point, y'all already know, listen, I'm similar to what you said, Patty said. I'm like, unzip yourself, let me get in and zip me back up. I like to be in your skin. And the guy, one of the guys that I'm seeing, shut up, y'all, he said to me that I think is amazing, leave me alone. I'm dating. He said something that was a love language. I said, yeah, if I'm upset or something, just go downstairs. He said, downstairs? No. I said, you're not leaving the room? He said, I'm not leaving the room. I said, are you just going to stay in the bed? He's like, I'm not leaving the bed. I'm not leaving the room. We're going to be in the bed, man, together. I said, love language.
Right.
That's what you were supposed to say. You weren't supposed to be timid and say, okay, I'll go downstairs.
Yeah, no.
So anyways, he's actually winning in the rankings for saying that.
Oh.
So with divorce
Points
rates
for you.
skyrocketing, is living apart together the solution to marriages, that last? And why are people finding that having their own space is important? So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that a lot of people are in this individualistic way of thinking.
Yeah.
And marriage is about partnership. And so if you can't shift your mind and your perception to understanding that partnership is not about you and just your space, it's about you and your partner, then you don't need to coexist with somebody underneath the same roof. Then you do need separate homes. But I think that also negates what marriage and relationship is, which is about commitment and partnership. It's about learning how to evolve individually and then evolve together.
Compromise.
And evolve together. And so if you can't do that, you know, then maybe you should just have an arranged companionship. Because I know a lot of my adult clients who are not married, they have a companionship that lives separate from them that they see when they want to see, but that's not their husband or wife. But I do want to say this, if it makes you happy, run those plays. But women feel the burden of doing the household chores and work more than men when they're living together. So it's more about women saying, listen, bruh, if I'm going to do all the work, I might as well live alone. And when I want that D and that dough, I know how to make a phone call.
No, for sure. Even though I've never been married. I have lived with my ex-boyfriends before, and I did realize that I was way more productive when I'm single. Like, I can focus on getting more work done. I'm in my zone more because I got my own creative space, and I'm not necessarily catering to the man all day long, while a man won't necessarily cater to you as much. Like you said, after coming home from a long day at work, I still got to cook for you. I still got to clean up. I got to do all of that. But the man isn't doing that.
There's some men that'll do it, because even here tonight, my guy was like, how much longer? I said, about an hour and a half. And he said, okay, I'll be at home waiting for you. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah. But there are men who do that. It's back to what me and Rai keep telling you, little sis. It's the choosing.
Yeah.
Because if I had a man who was like, when you get home, you need to be able to cook and slave, that wouldn't be someone I choose.
Yeah.
But it's reciprocal, like Rai said. I also make sure I'm catering to him, but he happens to be home not working right now. So it's like, well, when you get here, I'm here waiting for you.
Yeah,
I got a question for you, because I mean, do you think because you did the living together part, it's almost like, you know, buying the cow and getting the milk for free without buying the cow? I mean, do you think that may have made a difference in the fact of them or you not being able to commit because y'all were playing marriage?
No, I think that it helped me see a lot of things up front before committing. I think I wouldn't, again, y'all know I believe in test driving them cars when you get them now, and that's in and out the bedroom. So I feel like, I think that even when I do find the right one, and when we get engaged, I still want us to try living together so we can get the groove of things before we actually get married. And then
what is the groove of things?
Like understanding the balance of chores, understanding the balance of the housework, understanding the balance of cooking, and understanding like just the balance of, I don't want balance with bills. I want you to take care of it. That's where the balance
you
is.
Omitted that
yeah,
part.
I want to be honest, okay? Yeah. I want you to take care of the bills now, but I still will do things like make the house a home. You get what I mean? And I want you to understand how important that is. So I feel like if we get that dance, that tango down before we actually walk down the aisle, it'll be less shocking for us to deal with.
You can see those characteristics way before moving in together. Because again, I don't live with this man.
You almost said that name.
Y'all gonna leave me alone. I don't live with this man. But I want to say, he's still saying, baby, when you get home, I'm here waiting for you. Let me know what you need. That's showing me that when that becomes our home, that's the kind of man that I get.
Question, but don't y'all feel like it changes when you are living together because you get a little bit more comfortable?
No, but
so
I think it goes back to the way we started the whole topic off of. At least you have the experience of somebody being in the same area code and zip code and vicinity. That's a wholly different story if somebody's on another coast and they're like, you know, what time is it there? Well, it's 8 o'clock in London. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here because you're a bi-coastal or a bi-country. I don't think it's going to be a good idea. I think it's very selfish, and I think it's very convenient for the person who doesn't want to commit to being totally vested in that relationship. You're just doing it because it's easier for you because you want to do your own thing.
That's the point, and I think it's very selfish when someone says, I want to marry you, but I want space away from you. That is passive aggressive. Then what are we doing?
Yeah, because we're supposed to be doing, when I think of marriage, I think of us doing life together. So how can we do life together if we're living separate lives? But what's interesting to me is that this trend is led by older women. After taking care of their husbands and children, they seek a new chapter where their individual needs are at the forefront. Personal space is at the very top priority of their list. Is this an independence thing? Are women in their 40s and 50s finally finding their voices and prioritizing their freedoms after raising a family?
Listen here, baby. Hold on. I'm 42, and I'm definitely happy that I'm in the older women club because, baby, it's nothing like being an older, mature woman. But I don't have any kids. I think the women who do have the kids and husbands, and those kids are grown and they're empty nesters or they're single now, absolutely should put those things in the forefront. They have put in the sacrifice and the work to be a mama and a wife. And if they want to be just by themselves at 50 and travel and have them a young boy toy or a companion in the next city or state or country or even in the next apartment building, okay, they have every right to have
so
that.
let me say this. I think it's just a natural maturation whether you're single or you're not. So people 50s and 40s, a lot of their children are now 21, 22. They're becoming empty nesters. And they getting selfish. A lot of my friends, you know, in their 50s, like, bro, we travel every single time. So I think, like, everybody has an opportunity to be different when you get in your 50. Everything changes.
I like that, Willie. Just quick, you said selfish, so I'm not being funny. Is that selfish if a woman wants her peace and she's already raised a family?
I think that's a good selfish.
Okay,
I think you have to be selfish after you took care of children, went to school, did all of that. You find yourself in your career.
Right.
Now
Well,
it's time to take advantage of your time.
Right, I
Single
agree.
or married.
Right, I agree. And let me say this, even, Bree, younger women are trying to avoid these domestic living arrangements in which women are burdened with the labor. And that goes to saying if we're living, let me say, there are certain situations, again, where the woman doesn't have that labor. And so I don't want to gaslight the men who are doing that because that woman already seen the red flags or if they were green flags for her of what kind of man that was before she moved her tail in with him or even married him. People show who they are in the dating phase. It may shift a little, Bree, but you're not going to get we're not going to turn water to wine once you move in together. I only live with two guys, both are my fiancés, so I've never been moved in with a man who I wasn't going to marry. Both of them, the way they were in our dating space, very catering and loving and providers and provision, they just became more of that when I moved in. They became even more of a provider, more of a loving man, more affectionate. And that's, for me, why my experience of living with a man has been beautiful. I can't wait to do it again.
But I know somebody who's doing the exact opposite. I have a friend of mine who's been married for 15 years, right? And she had her husband sign a prenup. Their children are all grown, and right now it's up against the time for the children to be out of school, and they're going off, and they're going to be empty nesters. And she said to me the other day, she said, Ryan, if he doesn't sign this prenup, that's it for me as a continuation. She said, because I built my whole career as a doctor and I got a lot of money in the bank and I got a lot of properties and I got a lot of stock, and he signed it the first time. If he does not sign it again, we're going to have to get a divorce. It's a wrap. And I was like, are you dead serious? She was like, I have too much to risk and I don't have no children, so we're going to be sitting in each house looking at each other, and I don't know how that's going to go. So if you don't want to secure but I'm just saying, that's the way of the world today. I mean, Dr. B is very successful.
That's selfish.
Yeah, that's selfish.
Now, if he's been there for 15 years, helped her build the career, took care of the children, did whatever he's supposed to do, I think he's equally right.
Hold on, that's not selfish because that doesn't mean that this woman is not saying if something happened to me, that my husband's not on my life insurance and he'd be good with that. Listen, a prenup isn't everything is mine. A prenup is very subjective of this is what I want me to have and this is what Willie would get. It's kind of like a trust, but it's just a prenup that's saying before we got married, you're agreeing to these things.
The way he positioned it is like, I got my money, I did this, I got my properties. It's like, wait a minute.
Now that's selfish.
Now, if we marry, when I hear a lot of me, my, mine, I'm like, wait a minute,
so
like I was here.
Would you sign a continuation of the prenup?
No.
Or would you be like, all right, we got 15 years in the game, are we splitting this money?
No, 15 years, I'm not signing a renup or a prenup. Whatever I brought in, because it will be mutual, like my prenup will represent, but anything that, say that the shoe's on the other foot.
Right.
I've made substantially more money than her. If we were together, I mean, like, she was there. Like, we don't realize what these people are bringing to the table. It's a lot more that comes to the table besides finances and success.
Well,
like, when you come home and it's clean.
She said this is a deal breaker.
And you at peace.
Well, she don't love him.
And she's pouring into him or he's pouring into her.
I'm sorry. I done dropped the bomb. Okay. Up next is living apart together sexier than sharing a bedroom, a bathroom, and a permanent address. Stay tuned to True Talks.
Stop dropping bombs and then leaving.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's put a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
And we're back on Sugar Mama Talks. Have you heard absence makes the heart grow fonder? Well, one of the biggest benefits of living apart together is an increased spark in the relationship. After spending time apart, couples reportedly said the sex is better because they appreciate the time they spend together even more.
Now, psychologists and relationship experts claim that by choosing to live apart, married couples can focus on what they enjoy most rather than the daily stresses of whose turn it is to take out the trash or who left their dirty socks on the floor. Do you agree, Dr. B? Does having breaks from each other allow you to focus on spending quality time instead of just time?
Let me say this, at 42, I don't really want breaks. I do like my space when my man is working, but I don't want space when he's available. However, I know that, I have a circle of women, a lot of them are 50 and above and older, and they are in that space of, they like to move how they want to move, do how they want to do, and they want the convenience of when we're spending time, we're locked in, present, spending time, and when we're not, I'm doing me. And doing me doesn't always mean another man or they're cheating. It's just they want to be able to move how they move. They want their space to do what they do. And this is the thing, because I'm not into girls' trips at all. I'm a man's girl. I'm a man's lady. I like to be with my man, and my best friends get so mad about that, sorry, but I like to be with my man and up under him and him up under me.
That's
but
the best part of the girl trip is coming home and getting that long-awaited.
Please. First of all, I got to go on a trip with all of y'all, and all we got to do is compromise over what time we doing and what we got to eat.
Go back.
Okay, last thing, and I can't have sex with none of y'all, I'll pass. I want my man. Okay, what I was saying was that these women over 50, they want their space. And another thing is you come into a different new sense of self as women mature. Yeah. As you get to 50, there's just things that you feel like, one, you're not gonna tolerate. There's conversations you're not gonna have. There's things you don't wanna have to say. And there's sacrifices, even down to what you wanna eat, you don't feel like sacrificing. Yeah. So it's like when we get on the same page, baby, then we're spending time then. If we off the page, then we can emotionally intelligent be separate on this page until we get back to the same page. And it doesn't mean a breakup.
So why are men over 50 now engaging more in relationships? It's like the total opposite. So because my friends who are 50, they like, I'm ready now. Like in their 40s, they was like, I'm cool.
Because y'all got old and burnt out. Yeah, y'all old and burnt out.
They old and they need somebody to take care of them.
Don't want to take care of them.
I mean, obviously, that's not what the women that they dealing with, because they having some real successful relationship with women's in their 40s and 30s. My new friend, he's a Caucasian male. He goes to the gym, and he was like, man, I'm 57 years old. I was divorced 13 years ago, man, and I found the love of my life and we're about to get married.
Really want to be taken care of.
I was like, oh, that's what's up. And I got a chance to see her. She's 46 years old, and they working out together, and I'm like, man, y'all loving each other like newlyweds, and they really look good together. And so I think it's so different than women, because men are like when they in their 40s, they like, bro, like I'm good. I got my money. I just talk to this, and this.
Because I think in 30s and 40s, women are already having their money and education. I'm not being funny. I'm being real. By the time y'all get to the 50s and y'all got your stuff to where you feel it's together, now y'all want
30s and 40s men are like, I'm cool, I got it together.
No, most men in 30s and 40s, especially if y'all age bracket and older, don't have it together.
I don't think y'all should be speaking for men. I don't think y'all.
No, we're not speaking for men as a man, but statistically, it shows that men do not get into their money.
Forget all that, Dr. B. Forget all that. Here's the issue, right? A lot of men who have made commitments, right? They made commitments to a woman, and they have had their hearts broken, right? Because they have loved really hard. I have listen to this story. I have a friend of mine who really, he was so in love with this woman, and they were planning to go on a cruise together, right? They got into a huge argument before the cruise, and she went on a cruise by herself, right?
That's rude
She
as
went on a
hell.
cruise by herself. He stayed at home. He pouted, whatever. She got on the boat, and she got wild. Okay,
Oh,
let's just say if it was 900 people on the cruise when it left the dock, it was 901 when it came back, meaning that she went
got
out there.
pregnant.
Yes,
Ooh,
and he was so scarred about that. It's been going on 20 plus years where he cannot grow up from that heartbreak. And I know he has a great successful career. He's been doing a lot of things, but he is so dumbfounded because he was 100% all in, and he's like, damn. I got one argument, and this is what happens?
Tell him to book a session. Get right over there real quick, quick.
And listen, to your point, I have a friend who's the same way. I promise, he was the best husband. He got married young. He was like, man, I'm 28 years old. I want my family. And like, he a hood guy, like could have any woman that he wanted. And that woman hurt him so bad that I literally seen him hurt every one. He's now 47 years old. I seen him hurt every woman that he ever dealt with because it's just a trigger. Like
he's projecting his pain onto them.
He's projecting his pain. And I'm like, yo, bro, like you don't really have to do that. Just get help. But for us in the neighborhood, like trying to go get therapy, that ain't what they want to do.
Back to what we're talking about real quick, Bree.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Y'all get to be in 40
You
and
can't
50.
say y'all,
Hold
'cause that's
on,
not
whatever.
every
Y'all,
man.
them, some of them get to be in 40 and 50 with these heartbreaks y'all talking about. And women in their 50s, we ain't hanging on to the heartbreaks that y'all talking about. We passed that, S-H-I-T.
Yeah.
And so we saying,
You spelled
listen.
it again.
I know. So we saying this, while y'all processing through the pain, when you're not projecting, plug into us. When you're projecting, stay the heck over there. We don't want no
women learn to heal themselves,
Go
and they
ahead.
grow. And women learn to heal themselves. They learn self-love. They learn techniques like therapy and traveling and finding and fulfilling themselves so they can heal from all those heartaches. You think women ain't getting their heart broke from 20s to 40s to 50s? They are, but they just do the necessary work. Men, unfortunately, don't take the time to do that. Y'all could get hurt one time in kindergarten. Now you hate every woman that you meet after that.
Over a
Y'all
crayon.
don't ever heal from that. So that's why. And then you get to 50s and realize, damn, I'm lonely. Damn, I do want love. Damn, I wanted a companion all alone. So that's why they tend to nurture or look for that relationship later on in life.
Yeah, well, you done stayed and you've been focused on your career and all is well, and now you're sitting at home by your damn self and you're lonely, and now you mad and you talking about this is what we all decide to do. Well, enjoy your lonely ass life now.
I don't think they're lonely,
I'm
though,
not
Ryan.
Yes, no, it's not lonely because you're
They're
putting
fulfilled.
things. They're not
That's
fulfilled.
what it is.
No,
Very
listen.
fulfilled.
The only thing that's worse than being lonely is being married to somebody who doesn't love you.
That ain't true. The only thing worse than being by yourself is being with a man who get on your damn nerves because he's stuck in his heart broke and his pain is projecting all over the house everywhere. Listen, y'all got a job to do in a relationship when we get to 50. I'm 42 and I believe this. Bring peace, make me laugh, let me do the same for you, make good love to me, pay some damn bills and book a damn trip. Anything outside of that, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's really not.
Do like Oprah and get as much property as you want to and just run on.
Okay, Ryan,
Run on.
Ryan, that's my question, y'all. But what are the rules? If you say go back and get your own house, what are the rules? Who pays the mortgage? Because I don't want to do that in both homes. And then what happens after those couples have sex? Like, do you just get up and leave and go to your house next door or down the street? Like, how does that work?
So my favorite book says it's better for you to live on the corner of a house than to go back and forth with a quarrelsome woman. What I've seen, and of course you guys are very opinionated and strong women, I appreciate it. But what I've seen, and I'll just keep it real with you. When you get about 45, about 50 years old, man, you don't want to hear all that extra that y'all talking. I'm taking care of the bills. I'm booking the trip. I'm taking care of the family. I'm not appreciated in this home. And so a lot of times men suffer in silence. And so because you guys are made to communicate what it is. You ask a man right now, how you doing, bro? They're like, man, I'm good. They might want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah, Willie, that's subjective too, because some men do know how to communicate.
Some men know how to communicate.
We're talking about cuddling, right? We're talking about cuddling, right? When I first, I lived in a nice house, and I had a California king. And that was, I was on one side, and she was way on the other side. We had a huge king headboard. Now I live in a damn twin. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be that close to her. You know what I'm saying? I think because I wanted it to be like, oh, look at all the things and all what I was trying to feel like was a relationship, I was creating that separation. It's just something about her being with me.
I want to say, when I get married, the most we're going to have is one big happy house. So at the most you going to do is you going to take your black butt on the other end of that house and sit in your man cave till you cool off. And then you going to come get in this bed. We're going to pillow up like Ryan said.
So let me play devil's advocate, because we all know the devil's busy. Now, if you're not living together, are you leaving space for the enemy to intervene on your marriage? Take a look at this video.
You guys keep me in trouble. Same church, same business you're working in, but separate bedrooms. Why? Why have you let the enemy take away what you're doing? The business is doing well, the church is doing well, but you're in separate bedrooms. See, you're not being systematic, and when you're not systematic, you open the door for more issues to come into your home. Yeah, because you're not being consistent. And you're telling the world, hey, look at us. We are the perfect couple. We're doing everything right. You see our money, you see our Mercedes, you see our Audi, you see all these outside stuff. But on the inside, separate bedrooms. And here's what makes it worse. Your kids see the hypocrisy.
To each his own, whatever works for you, please do that. However, my opinion is when you want to live separate for the sake of avoiding what marriage and partnership really is all about, why are you even being married? It's about learning how to be in partnership, learning how to be in covenant together. And so again, being married is how do we cleave, like the Bible says, and not divide, right? Because we have a house and this house can't be divided or it will fall. And to your point, Willie, like the Bible says, better for a man to sleep on his roof than deal with a nagging woman. If a man is doing all those things, and if he's not doing all those things, I always tell my clients and even my niece and nephews, you still don't become a nagging woman. And you have to be able to be a hybrid. I can be strong here because I'm at work. But when I go home to my man, I'm in my submissive. And knowing the balance is what keeps your man not on a roof, but in your house.
Yeah.
In the bed. And in the bed.
Ryan, you talk a little bit about it. So do you think when people are living in separate homes, living in separate bedrooms, what keeps them from infidelity?
One of the main issues is you kind of can be what you see. Right? So if you are living in a situation where I'm loving on you and we're nurturing each other, then you are occupying my thoughts. You're occupying my soul. You're occupying my heart. But if I'm out there and I'm scrolling on the ground and I'm looking at Megan and I'm looking at whatever and I'm entertaining. I had somebody was trying to impress upon me that they were having a platonic conversation with a trainer. And then the trainer broke up with his girlfriend. And so now they're saying, hey, I think I like my trainer. If his girlfriend saw our DM, she would not be jealous of that. And I said, this is absolutely BS. Look at Cassie. Who did she end up marrying? Her trainer. Who did Tom Brady's wife end up getting pregnant by? Her trainer.
Yeah.
These yoga masters, these people who you see them, and the next thing you know, you have a boundary, but now the boundary is broken.
Anytime you are double-minded, you're unstable in all your ways. And so if you're scrolling and you're trying to be in matrimony, you're double-minded in all your ways. You're also gray area. And God says, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. So all that doesn't go into the marriage mindset. Individualistic and marriage mindset are two different mindsets.
So the question becomes, so you're married, you living separately, you can't coexist in this house, where do the kids go?
They're going to end up being with the mama, and that's why I don't want to do that, because that means that group project turned into a solo project. Now I got to do all the work myself.
But Willie, you have your kids a lot. It seems like either partially half and half or more. Just saying, they're always with you. So like if it was a Willie situation, it would be they there most of the time and then they here some of the time.
But
because
that
gives kids all the time.
And I think that's unique because they're separated, right? But if we are together, why would we put that much strain on our children and just make it one happy home, like I said?
The question becomes, is it better for the children for them to go ahead and do the inevitable knowing that this relationship is not healthy for the children to see?
I think that in that case, it's better for you to definitely live separately until you decide if you want to get divorced. I think your happiness, both mother and father, father goes above being together for the children, because at the end of the day, your children are seeing y'all not choose yourself, not be happy. You're showing them how to be miserable. So I definitely think that if it is to the point where y'all can't get it together, then just get a divorce.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are separating.
But see, here's what happened in my situation, right? When it was time for us to announce that we were no longer going to be able to together, I remember sitting down with my daughter and talking about it. And, they say kids are resilient and kids are very intuitive. You know what she said to me when I said we were getting divorced?
What she said?
What took y'all so long?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think my biggest mistake is that I lied when I left.
Oh.
Because I was trying to protect the children.
That's good.
And so I'm gone for I've been gone for a year, but this is Daddy's office space. But I was trying my best to create a narrative. I'm like, as a mother and father, we're going to create a narrative and present this to our children.
Right.
But that just wasn't the case.
And
so I'm encouraging anybody, just be brutally honest, because the pain of a lie is so much worse than the pain of the truth.
I tell people all the time, and this is because as a child, especially in Black parents and Black households, people lie to their children so much. Children are young adults. They are going to grow up to be adults. Teach them how to have uncomfortable conversations. Teach them how to be honest, even when it hurts, and be vulnerable, because they are going to grow up and be in relationships like that too.
And that's why I tell all my clients when they're going through divorce, they say, "What do we tell the kids, Doc?" I say, "You tell them the truth."
The truth.
And if you need me to facilitate, I would love to, because like you said, my client said, she was trying to say, "How do I do this?" I said, "Tell the truth." She said, I told my son, I said, me and Dad are divorcing. And the son said, "Oh, what made you decide to do it now instead of when I told you 2 years ago?"
Well, living apart or together, marriage takes both parties to give it their all for the union to last. But I also feel like whatever floats your boat, because marriage is hard and socially there's more out here to cause a rift than to help. So do you. Up next, we have relationship advice for one of our truth tellers, so keep it right here to Truth Talks.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
And welcome back. Now, we couldn't call this show True Talks if we weren't candid with our relationship advice. So we're about to hit it or quit it.
Now, viewers have sent us their relationship questions. Check out what one anonymous truth teller wrote. I recently started dating a man that I met on a dating app. The sex is amazing, and every time we want to get busy, he come over to my house because his roommate don't allow him to have guests. I recently found out on his laptop he has 2 kids, and he lives with his baby mama. He said they're not together, at least anymore, and he's staying to split the bills. Should I hit it or should I quit?
Quit it.
Quit it.
This is a common sense question.
What in the world? Why is you sleeping with somebody who, first of all, even had a roommate? The roommate, alone, whether it's baby mama or not, is a stop, don't go past go. No, hell no, okay? Then you find out the roommate is his baby mama. Girl, that man is lying to you. He is sleeping in the same bed, even if they're in the same household. You think that baby mama ain't clocking where he at, what he doing?
Let me say
Girl,
this. Rule
bye.
number 1, ladies. The first night you decide to be intimate with this man should always be at his house. Not your house and not a hotel. It should always be at his house.
I like that
Because
rule.
if there's nothing going on there, then there's nothing going on there. And before you let a man penetrate your body, he should be penetrating your truth, your transparency, and your honesty.
I
And if
thought
he
you was gonna say
can't
penetrating
do
your
that-
wallet.
He can penetrate the wallet too,
Is that
but
funny?
we're not doing that. So my rule is always, if we're not at your house in your bed the first night, then we're not running no place.
Yeah, I
like
definitely say
that
quit it as
rule.
well.
That's a good
I mean,
rule.
my grandmother told me many, many years ago, she said, if you're gonna have company, have them come to your house. Do not go to their house. And I was like, why? She said, well, say the doorbell rings at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe. Yeah.
And it's your house. Well, you know who it is and what they want.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's going on. Say you over some woman's house and the doorbell rings and they go banging on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning. You have no idea what they want and what their intentions are, and now you're part of a situation as opposed to looking at a situation.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking about that scar that's gonna leave on that woman.
No, the baby mama?
And no, the woman who thought that man may have been something. Because I know for you to even send this type of question, it means that you may have wanted that to work somehow, some way. And I think men, a lot of times, and you know I don't want to get on us because, you know, they be on us, but I want us to be sure to think a little ahead of time. You know, it took me to get to 40 to say, dang, man, I could be messing with somebody else's wife that God may have assigned to that man. And now the scar that I left on her,
Willie.
she might not can see the purity in her husband to be because of the scars that you left on her.
Two things. Now, one, like you said, the fact that he lied up front lets you know that he's hiding more than what the baby mama, like the situation.
I think
he lied.
I think he shaved over the truth.
He lied.
He's like, he didn't lie. He just like,
Willie,
what did you say?
Willie,
What did you say?
don't
What did you
lie.
say?
Willie,
Was
that's
it
the
honesty
womanizer
or whatever?
mindset. Don't you
That's not
say
a
that.
womanizer
He lied.
mindset.
Willie,
That's not a
there's no gray
womanizer
area. You
mindset.
either lie or tell the truth.
No,
That's
it was
it.
a great,
You
I mean,
can't
that's your
shade
choice to
over.
believe. I'm talking about
womanizer
what
mindset.
he thought.
This woman, I don't feel sorry for, because sis, you've seen the red flags, and I'm tired of women eclipsing the things they don't want to see so they can have the man that they want. You've seen it. You chose it. We're not going to gaslight that man. You knew you was dealing with some type of deception, and you still ran the play, and you still let him run between your legs. That is something you got to be accountable for, and we cannot support that, sis. You got to do better.
What's the difference between
Listen to your
honesty
big sis.
and transparency?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because let me tell you,
Wait, that's my
let
thing,
me
'cause
set
I
it up.
cover
Let me
that.
set it up. If I ask you, hey, Dr. B, where you at? You say, well, I'm at Red Lobster. Okay, that's being honest,
honesty.
right? But then if I say, well, who you there with? And you say somebody that I know that you done had some dealings with,
That's still honesty.
but you're not being transparent because you know
should've
I'm gonna
offered
be.
that.
You should
No.
offer that information
No,
up.
no.
Because wait, let me finish because I feel like if somebody knows that there's some salt in the game,
Yeah.
and you deliberately leave out information, that's not being honest. That's not being transparent. Now you sugarcoating the truth.
Let me
So
go
what's the
further.
difference
I
between
love that.
honest and transparent?
Yeah, you're right. Let me go further. Honesty is what you said. I ask you, right, where you at? You say, I'm at
Red Lobster.
Chops. I'm at Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Transparency is, hey, Doc, I'm going to Red Lobster with Bree and Willie.
Okay.
Transparency means I'm already telling you all the plays that's going to be ran, so you don't have to ask me a question.
But also Lisa gonna be there.
But also Lisa
I
gonna
gotta
be there.
tell you, Lisa gonna be
and
there.
Lisa is the woman I used to deal with, so I'm just letting you know so you know
Up front.
everything that's going on. Now,
Right.
let me say this. Women will trust a man who's transparent, even if Lisa's there. We're not going to trust a man who's honest because I asked you, is Lisa there?
Right.
Yes, she is. That means you're still a deceptive, lying person because I had to ask you something you wanted to withhold
And
from
you
me.
wouldn't have offered
Otherwise,
it.
you would have
Right.
told me from the jump. So I always operate from transparency, meaning I'm a person that's going to get in front of the rumor. I'm going to say, baby, listen, when I went to the gas station, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he also said to tell you got a beautiful woman. I'm so transparent to where sometimes I've had men say, baby, some things I don't want to hear
Yeah.
because I want you to know, I want you to trust me.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask me. I got your back.
Same. I think that honesty and transparency go hand in hand, and if you are missing one without the other, you trying to half-ass me, and I don't want no half-ass relationship.
I had a woman who told me she told me everything, and I was like, babe, it's cool, I trust you. And she was just like, no, I just want to put it all out there because
That's
I know,
how you build
like, I
trust.
know what it is. And so I think that works. But sometimes I'll be like, babe, you was at the gas station. I mean, if you want to go get a compliment, just go pump some gas if you want to. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go pump the gas this time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's what she was trying to get you to do.
Hey, at the gas station, shoot, any woman can go to the gas station at a good quick
but
trip.
transparent, because like my first fiance would tell me, like, oh, my ex-girlfriend emailed me, do you want me to forward the email? I used to say, baby, you ain't got to forward the email. The fact that you told me, but that was my first time experiencing transparency. I used to be like, why is he, and I'm 20 at this time, I'm like, why is he telling me all this? Right? But as our relationship grew in year number 4, 5, 6, I started to see the equitable benefit of it, where I was like, this man could be in any room, anywhere, and I trust him. He literally, we used to be in clubs, and he would go to the bar across the whole club, and I would be like, they'd be like, where'd Josh go? I'd be like, girl, he went somewhere to get a drink, because I trusted him. And women would say to me, I'm my right hand of God, they say, Shy, how did you train him like that? I said, I didn't.
Train.
Because I didn't. You can't train a man. I said, I didn't. He came like this. I was the one that was broken and didn't understand the nucleus of how to build trust. This man showed me how to do it. So I took that, and that has been the train I rode, and I have yet to have an issue with trust in my relationship, because if a man don't come with that, I am quick to pivot. Because I'm not lonely, to your point of a woman being older, and I'm not desperate. I'm successful,
Well,
happy,
you already
and
said
dating.
that you're going to get
Very
your
much.
sex machine on in 2025. So
2025,
if you ain't, you preaching to the choir. Get your horizontal on, baby.
I hope y'all all practice honesty and transparency together. It goes together.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Bree.
you're right, Bree.
Good job, Bree.
That's all the time we have for tonight. So get more transparent on Truth Talks. And follow us on all of our socials and right here on Fox Soul, YouTube. Good night.
See y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Peace. Happy
Meet us
New
in the
Year.
comments.